Hello and welcome. I'm the Autistic Modeler. Today, we're going to be building the 53 Ford pickup by round 2. This is the newest issue with this vintage artwork. Come on in, let's check it out.
The Autistic Modeler is proud to be partnered with Round 2 Models, the makers of great kits from AMT, MPC, and Polar Lights. Get yours today.
Well, take a look at this box art. I think this is fabulous. This is one of the recreations of the original packaging from the 60s, I believe. This is really cool. Look at the stock version. And then you got the two-way vintage-looking radio, lake pipes, custom steering wheel, stock flathead engine, 2 different kind of rear fenders. And on this side, you got a full custom version with the custom fenders and lake pipes, white walls, Mooney wheels. And then you got a stock tailgate. You got a smooth one, the Mooney wheels, and then you got a DeSoto Hemi engine. That's cool. And then these wide Goodyear tires that are hollow. And then there's a picture of the back. Pretty neat stuff. I'm excited because you can do a lot of stuff with this truck. There's our cab. Good looking 53 Ford cab. I like it. This is one of my favorite kits. I've built it several times and I never get tired of it. There's so many possibilities you could do with this truck. There's our bed. It's a one-piece style other than the different style fenders, which are easy to install. And then here's a part of the welding tank which is included. And then here's that front fascia piece where the grill would go and our custom fenders. Part of the exhaust system there. Some shocks and looks like some parts to raise up the suspension. And then there's our frame right there. Looks pretty straight. I don't see any problems with that. Looks really good. Our fuel tank on there. Pretty nice. And then we got our instrument panel here. It's got gauges. Looks pretty good. Our lift tailgate hinges. I think this is a roll pan for the back. Horn. Distributor right there, that little guy. And then there's our set of wheels there. Our wheel back, steering wheel, some wheel attachment. Some tools. You got looks like a screw jack and then a crank for it. Suspension parts here. Springs. Steering column and seat. Good looking stuff. And then it's got even a tonneau cover there. There's our tailgate. Some tools here. Pedals, license plate holder. Rear stock fenders. And then there's our floor and running board part. Looks really nice. And then over here we got our hood and our stock bumpers and a tie rod there. And here's some wheel backs. And then here we got some custom bumpers with holes in them. Bumper mounts, radiator. It's like a muffler. I think a spare tire holder there. Our custom smooth tailgate. There's the other half of that welding tanks. Bumper brackets, firewall. These are little pieces here are for the tailgate when it's down. Muffler or two-way radio. Look good. And then here's our engines. You got our Hemi engine here. No, I'm sorry. This is your flathead engine. This is your Hemi engine over there. I apologize. There's our flathead engine belt system. And Hemi parts and stock parts over here. There's all sorts of things you can do with this. There's our flathead cylinder heads there. Looks really good. And then here's our glass. Really nice looking. Nice and clear. I don't see any problems with that. And then my kit actually came with 2 packages of axles and then the hood hinge attachment parts. So that was obviously a mistake. And then this is worth the price of admission right here. You get 5 white wall tires, okay? And you get 4 more of these Goodyear Polyglass GT tires. Now that's worth it right there just for this kit. These tires are amazing. And then here's our chrome pieces. You got 3 grill options. You got your custom there, or stocker, and then another custom version there that you see on the box. Different air filters, valve covers, chrome pieces, mirrors, custom taillights, and then there's our Mooney hubcaps. There's a lot of stuff on here. This is a good kit. Lots of extra parts from other builds. And then here's our new and improved decal sheet. Neat stuff there. A lot of this is going to be used on other vehicles, I'm sure. You know, the Stand Service Center and Motor City plating, Max Green, drag team stuff, Baja Patrol, Outcast Speed Shop. There's a lot of neat stuff on here. This is a great decal sheet. Again, worth the price of admission right here. Good stuff, AMT. All right, now here's our book. It's got that vintage look to it. Baja Patrol pickup. Let's open her up. There we go. Get her open here. There we go. I got it upside down. There we go. There's our engines. You got our different choice of engines here, how you would like to do it. And you got different intake selections as well. Cool stuff. And then there's our wheel selection. The chassis, how you decide to build it. And then interior, the chassis version. And then different steering wheels and options there. There's options galore on this kit. It is really a neat kit. I highly recommend it if you haven't built one before. And then there's their assembly there for the stock version. Fuel tank filler right there. And then look at all the stuff you can add to it. Horns on top, chrome California mirrors, and tools. I mean, this is just so cool. And then there's a custom version, club plaque. I mean, this is a great kit. There's so many different versions. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's another reissue, but they've really improved the kit. The quality looks very good. Along with these extras that you get, extra parts, big decal sheet, extra tires. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities going on here. I'm going to look everything over and make my decision how it's going to be built. So follow along and stick with me. All right, it's that time again. That's right, final assembly. Let's take a look at this. Man, this is turning out super cool. First, let's look at this cab. Man, that is neat looking. I love that custom gas cap and those Outcast decals that were included. And of course, you gotta have the moon eyes, right? Super neat looking. Trimmed around the windows there with a Sharpie. Turned out really well. And there's our bed there. Looks really good. I'm going to put the bed cover on. And then there's our wheels. Those turn out really neat. I like the white walls. They're pad printed. They turned out great. There's our window glass. And here's our interior. Pretty basic stuff. And then here's our chassis with that Hemi engine with those 8 carburetors. Pretty cool. And then there's our underneath with the exhaust. You saw how we fixed that inconsistency there with the attachment of the muffler. Pretty cool. I got the tips on there. Really nice. And then here's our dashboard. Looks good. Our hood, our grill. Our grill turned out really well. That looks really neat. I like that. And then when we come back, it'll be all finished. So stick with me. All right, gang, here it is. The 1953 Ford pickup by AMT. I'm so glad Round 2 has brought this back again. This is a great kit, loaded with parts, lots of detail, and really super fun to build. It turned out great. I had virtually no trouble final assembly. I'm not sure if I made a mistake or misunderstood the instructions, but I put all the cab and everything on, and then when I slid the radiator in, the bottom of the shroud hits the fan. So I just like notched out the very bottom of it and able to slip it in. I'm not sure if it was something. The instructions are kind of vague, so it may have been something I didn't understand, but it went together really well. And you saw how I lowered that front end to get it to sit a little bit better, have like more of a custom look to it. And I painted the grille and bumper white instead of chrome. And then those red wheels and white walls really set it off. The decals that come with it, that Outcast speed shop, really looks cool. Let's take a look at that engine. And there's our Hemi engine with our 8 carburetor setup. And the steering column in there and shifter. Our custom gas cap. Little moon eyes. You gotta have the little moon eyes, right? Pretty cool. I really like it. It's a fun kit. There's so many different ways you can build it. I really enjoyed it. I've built this before, and I'll tell you what, there's so many different ways you could do it. You could probably build it 100 different ways if you want. I'm so glad Round 2 sent it over for us to have a full build and review. And as always, I'm the Autistic Modeler. Happy modeling.